Greetings from all of us here at Grace Evangelistic Ministries. We want to bring you a word of encouragement in a time such as this. We've been talking about suffering. Have you been struck with one? Have you been struck with the missile of suffering? What kind? You don't have to tell me. I know we all go through sufferings. I don't know what suffering the enemy has struck you with. The suffering of loss of loved ones. Is that a suffering of sickness? A suffering of lack of employment? What kind of suffering are you going through that sometimes doesn't seem to have an end? Hold on, because we have God's promise to back you up in your situation. Job was struck beyond measure from every angle. The missiles were coming to Job from left and right, from all the four corners, and yet the Lord was with him. In the Bible, we are told God never promised us anywhere that we will never be struck with any kind of suffering. There is nowhere in the Bible we are promised that. But I'll tell you what he promises us. In Isaiah 43, verse the last part of verse 1 says, "Do not fear, for I have redeemed you." Have you been redeemed? Are you a believer in the Lord Jesus Christ? And this, if so, he says to you, this is God speaking, by the way, not me, not even Isaiah. Say, do not fear, for I have redeemed you. God redeemed you for a purpose, for the praise of his glory. And he placed you here on the planet Earth. That means you're not going anywhere until you have the plan that he has set in motion for you comes to a fruition. That is sovereignty. God cannot let go of you. When you go to sleep, sleep like a baby, knowing that God has a plan for you that cannot come to a scrooging halt by any circumstance. Then in verse 2, he says, when you pass through the waters, I will be with you. Here, the waters he's talking about here is the waters of suffering. God will never allow you to be drowned or to sink deep to the point that the water covers your head. Nope. He said, when you go in through these waters of suffering, I will be with you. And through the rivers, they will not overflow you. See, that's a promise that God has made to you. They will not overflow you. Do you get that? They will not. He didn't say, well, I'm not so sure the type of suffering you're going through. He said, I don't care. Even if your suffering is equated with river. See, he has gone from water to river. That means river is huge. What does that mean? God is encouraging you that they will not overflow you. Why? Because he's in control. The one who parted the Red Sea. I'm talking about sea. I'm not talking about river here. Which one is bigger? Sea or river? That's a question you cannot answer if you. God says, when you pass through rivers, they will not overflow you. You say, well, that's river. He goes on in verse 3. He says, in verse 2, he says, when you walk through fire, when you walk through the fire, you will not be scorched. Literally. It happened to Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They walked through fire that was heated beyond the human imagination. And these three men were there. They were not scorched, not even their clothes. That's promise that God made to us. Why did they not get scorched? Are you not listening to me? He said, when you walk through fire, I will be with you. That means if God is with you, who can be against you? If God is on your side, you can be sure of one thing. The devil cannot carry his plan through. So in Isaiah 41 verse 10, it says, do not fear again, for I am with you. Do not anxiously look about you, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. Surely, certainly, emphatically, I will help you. Surely I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. That should comfort you. That should give you encouragement. You can go and sleep like a baby, knowing that the promises of God cannot go unbroken. God will keep his word to the end. That's his character. He said, heaven and earth shall pass away, but not those words that I read. God will be with you in every circumstance you find yourself. So keep learning his word, keep trusting him, keep your knees on prayer, for he cannot fail you. Until next time, may God richly bless you, my beloved.